Hey everybody, welcome to this quick Amazon review of this ViaBecs 10.16 Honda CRV Touring with navigation. And I want to tell you right away that when you're looking at this unit, which works amazingly, you get all your maps, everything works really well. You got all your different apps. You can go back to the home screen. There's lots of different things to change the look and feel. I love this one, guys, because check this out. You can actually pause the music anytime you hit mute, and guess what? You're muted. And hey, if you're driving at night, this thing is pretty bright. You can actually click off screen. Look at that. I didn't have to, these items on the left-hand side here, these controls are not backlit. So when it's dark out, you want to be able to, turn off the screen. So anyway, but here we are. This is one of the best views, I think, because it's very basic. Really, for me, all I care about is getting to all of the apps here. And then this T-Link 5 is how you get to, in my case, CarPlay. And then, of course, there's the radio app. So if I just hit T-Link 5, boom. And you'll notice this is all working wirelessly. I actually recommend, guys, don't waste your time trying to make it work through the cabled connection, through the wired connection. And look, it's really easy and by the way, it took me about 40 minutes because I was being very meticulous and it's the first time I had ever done it to actually wire it. But this really comes on and off very simply, removing the factory Honda unit. There's just two screws. When you pull the vents off and you get to the unit, you'll see there's two screws and all the plugs come right out, and the only plugs you need when you see the wiring diagram that plug into the back of this, very straightforward. But I want to say, you want to make sure, go ahead and run the wired cable, down through, in this case I ran it through the glove, and this way you get power, guys. But look, most cars these days, look at this, I've got a power outlet here, right? I can put a power thing in here, I've got some down in here. So I know what you're thinking. Wireless is great, but my phone isn't going to charge. Well, don't worry about it. Just plug this in, and I won't actually use this to connect to the unit. It'll just power your device. So what I want to say, though, is that what I love about it is when I sit in the car, it takes maybe 8 or 9 seconds to boot. Like, I turn the car on, I get a logo, and then it gets to the main screen, and then it takes a second or two, and then it says, okay, I'm looking for, the phone to do wireless CarPlay, and then this is what pops up, because you can set this as the T-Link 5, right? In the settings, you can set T-Link 5 as the default app to launch when you boot up. So anyway, by the way, what are the features here? First of all, I find it very responsive. I think the screen is super bright. The installation was very easy. Putting these vents back in was easy. Look how this just fits perfectly on my dash. Like, it looks like it was meant to be in here. Like, they really gave a lot of thought to it. And I will say that noticeably, I can't play any music right now, but the audio that comes out of this is much better than the stock unit. It sounds great, and you're able to, you can go into the apps and you can actually go to DSP and you can set up, this is the rock waveform, and you can set up your surround sound. I kind of like it being a little bit more oriented behind me. You can turn on bass boost. You can either make it a lot of bass or a little. Guys, I can't believe it. Maybe it's because I'm getting older in years, but I actually don't want maximum bass. I'm sorry. It just makes it like, as soon as you get above like 40% volume, it gets muffled. I like it a little less than that. And you can turn on the bass filter as well if you want to sort of, tone it down. But really, so that's the DSP here, guys. Obviously, getting to the CarPlay is easy. The settings are all here. You can do whatever you want. I really like the radio app. I mean, I really like
almost 20
the look
years,
and feel.
They've been taking a lot of blows.
It just looks amazing to me.
Just by staying in power. And now,
I'm just going to go back. See, I'm muted. That's awesome. So I just want to say, before we continue, something to be very careful about is when you look at this listing on Amazon, note that there's actually 2 different units, right, that work with Honda CRVs, this unit in particular. And you'll see in the second image here on the listing that it actually says that, if you have the right lane departure camera on that right mirror, if you're lucky enough to have that, there's a different unit for that. And in my case, because I have Touring, it actually introduced a few interesting things, and really finding this unit took me a while to find one that actually supports the navigation unit, right? Because the nav in there, basically, for some reason, it just makes the wiring not work right with a lot of the other units. So this one will work with a 2015, 2016 Honda CRV Touring with navigation. It works. And it also will work and function with the right lane departure camera. So what do I mean? Like, so if you have a CRV, you know, on this stalk right here, or if you turn the right turn signal up, if you tap this, look what happens. There's a camera on the right-hand side mirror, which is freaking cool. And it takes about 2 seconds to activate. You can see there, like, okay, that was me tapping it. If I put on my turn signal, okay, it takes about 3 seconds. So, you know, there's a little bit of a delay. I don't find that it really hampers me when I'm driving. But just getting this supported, you can't find it. I was not able to find it in any other unit. So I'm super happy. Buy the right one, click and buy the right version of this that will support this right lane departure camera. And the other bugaboo, guys, was when I went into reverse, when I first installed this, when I went into reverse, what I did not see, first of all, this is perfect. What I did not see with the stock wiring was the ability to switch here between the views. So when I wired it up with the stock wiring that came with it, sorry, let's see. Is it this one? This is what I saw. Well, what is this? Well, this is top down. So if I'm like, you know, within a foot of some object and I don't want to hit it, you can hit that top down view and make sure that you're getting a really precise park. Well, this is useless, guys. This is useless. So I actually had to go back and forth, and my hat is off to ViaBecs support. They were very chatty back and forth, and we started by, you know, updating the operating system. We started by checking the wiring. They actually sent me a new wiring unit. None of that helped this situation with this backup camera. The right lane departure camera worked, but that backup camera, when I would do this, I would see that worthless top-down view. So finally, what happened, guys, is take a look at this. They ended up sending me this Nissan wiring harness, which I don't know what made it different, but it actually enabled these controls. Like these were not visible in the backup camera with the stock wiring and the stock unit that came with, just the wiring. For some reason, these things were not visible. So now I'm super happy. I can actually use these buttons. I can, I can use it. So here's what I want to tell you is if you have, I believe it's a 15 or 16 Honda CRV Touring with nav, and you install it, and when you install it, if all you see is this view, reach out to ViaBecs support, tell them Tim sent you, and to send you that Nissan wiring harness because you're stuck in top-down view for your backup camera and it's not working for you. They sent it to me. It was basically, it just had a couple different colored wires in it, guys. And it had the 2 yellow plugs for the 2 video sources, which are that camera and, of course, the camera that's on the back of my CRV. And I wired it up and it worked. So make sure you buy the right unit. Look at the listing. You know, if you have the right lane departure camera, you need the other version, which is basically just a different wiring harness. And if you have a Touring with navigation and you get stuck in that top-down view, which they said they've never seen before, so I was maybe your litmus test. But if you have 2015-16 Touring with navigation, with the right lane departure camera, and you get stuck in that top-down view, you now see this image. This is what I was working with the ViaBecs support. This image shows you how the actual unit that I had to wire in. So guys, like I said, I don't have enough good things to say about this unit. It powers on quickly. Everything works. The audio sounds amazing. ViaBecs support was super good. The unit is more expensive than the other ones you see on Amazon, but what does that really matter, guys? Like, if you take this to an installer, they're going to charge you $400 to $500 just for the unit, and then at least $500 more for the installation. Don't do that. Just spend the $400, get the unit, use this video. You'll find other videos that will walk you through the install. It's really not that complicated. And make sure that you get the right wiring harness and enjoy your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto device in your Honda CRV. And like I said, look in the themes area and make sure that you find this one. I love this view. Install it, enjoy it, use it, and let me know if you have any questions. I really appreciate your attention, guys, and enjoy your 10.2 inch ViaBecs unit for your Honda CRV.